Hello and welcome to a brand new RedRun challenge, where this time we're taking on Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. This time I'll be going with the following rules. As usual, I can't repeat quests and I can't cart, and I can't fail quests. I can't do multiplayer. I must use Sword and Shield this time around because I've never mained it before. I also can't hunt the same monster multiple times in the same rank of the Moga Woods. And I can't enter the Moga Woods unless a huntable monster is on the forecast. Now, if you want to try this challenge at home, you can go ahead and do the same rules, or you can just use the standard no repeating quests, no carting, no failing quests. And if you do multiplayer, make sure everyone is in on the challenge. But let's go ahead and get this run underway. All right, so here we are. Just gotta talk to a bunch of people. Slept just fine. Oh, that's good. Of note, we are missing the intro cinematic because I created this character ahead of time. But this is indeed the first actual button pressing I've done within the file. But yes, this game has a relatively long intro sequence. So this first episode's probably going to be a bit long as I try to get through at least a good chunk of it. Yeah, this game, a lot of its content is from Monster Hunter Tri, surprising nobody, but Monster Hunter Tri was the first Monster Hunter game I ever played. I've got a lot of nostalgia for it. It did a lot of things right. I love most of the monsters and most of the maps in this game. So, yeah, we've got some good times to look forward to. But yeah, we're becoming the hunter of Moga Village, because that's just the way things go. Yeah, I feel like Tri and 3U tried to be story heavy, but since it was still all just set in the one town and just, hey, go hunt a thing, okay, now that thing's dead, go hunt another thing, it didn't quite manage to be as story focused as 4U did. And even 4U's story isn't amazing in terms of game stories, but it is easily the standout for Monster Hunter. And hey, we've got Zenny, and we need to talk to people, and I need to get used to this Pro Controller, because I'm playing this on Wii U with a Pro Controller. I think swords that would slice you in half with a touch would be a little dangerous. Also, this, as you can tell already, is the Western version, which means we do have 50 base defense. Oh, and let's just go to my guild card real quick, just so that I can prove. Yep, haven't done no quests or nothing yet. Yeah, we gotta talk to everybody, because that's just how this goes. The guild sweetheart's adorable. Just the way she talks and everything. This game was localized well. Alright, what do you want? Nah, I'm good without going to Tanzia right now. And yet we do still have to talk to Neko means cat. Uh-huh. Let's not. I've got business here in Moga. We're going to be here for a while. Oh, okay. For those who haven't played 3U, basically in the opening cinematic, a boat comes in that you're supposed to be on, but then an earthquake happens and, oh no, everything got all messed up. And yeah, that earthquake is definitely for sure caused by Lagiacrus. And that's the story of Monster Hunter Tri in a nutshell. But we gotta go over here to the farm. What's that? All of your felines went away? Oh no. All right. So, this Poogie, yes, we are going to rename it. Because there are some names here that are a little bit overpowered. There's our good pal Ivanko, also known as Gaijin Hunter. But Dr. Ham is easily the most OP name of the bunch, so we have to choose that one. Just saying. No other name comes close. Because he's a doctor. And then we talk to this kid. Yeah, what about me? Yeah, sure. Yeah, I am all right. And then we gotta go in here and talk to our Chamberlain. Well, we don't have to, but we can. Yeah. I get it. Unfortunately, there's a lot of talk to everybody early on in this game. But once we start actually hunting monsters, it'll be much faster paced. This will be my first time doing a RedRun challenge in a game where I don't get access to item sets. But yeah, we're fine with what we've got for now. It's going to be annoying to get my items all set before everything, but I do it in Freedom Unite, so it's not a huge thing. Anyway, we got to get out to Moga Woods here. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, sure. Yep. I love that view they give you just there. I know about dashing. I know all the controls. You don't gotta tell me nothing. I've spent quite a lot of time on this game. And actually, we should probably... Oh, that's right, I can't just hold A in this game. We've got a mash. But having some herbs is going to be good for us. I guess we're done here. So onward. I know how to do the thing. I'm not even going to use the panels. I'm just using a Pro Controller. Yeah, I know. And you want me to get some meat, yeah. I get it. I know how to use my weapon. Haha, yourself. We're gonna kill these ones as well. Ooh, I forgot how the camera kind of rotated a little when you do side hops in this game. That's gonna take some getting used to. A lot of things are gonna take some getting used to, really. Yeah, this may have been the last Monster Hunter game to be in HD until Monster Hunter Double Cross, which at time of this recording, the Switch version is still a few days away. But it's still a full generation ago, being the end of Gen 3, whereas Double Cross is the end of Gen 4. So how can an earthquake do this to the base camp? I feel like it was more than just an earthquake. Though, sure, I can see a rock falling from a ceiling doing some of that. Hey, Junior, you wanted some steak? All right. Yeah, I got some raw meat. Sure. Okay. Bye. So yeah, we're gonna have to do several of these tutorial tasks. Yeah, I know. We can't even... Oh, that's right. It's minus to open the menu in this game. That'll be a thing to get used to. Ah, yes, and the camera isn't free rotating for elevation. It's just got levels. Yeah, this'll definitely take some getting used to, but we can manage. Ah, yes, back when we couldn't make a small jump without a recovery animation. But yeah, we're going to have to do things like, I think we need to deliver some iron. We need to kill some jaggies. We need to get some life crystals from a fish under the guise of learning how to swim, really. Actually, it's the other way around. We have to learn how to swim under the guise of getting the life crystals thing. But yeah, once we've done that, I think that's when they start letting us do real quests. Could be wrong. Okay. Sure. That's right, I'm getting those resource points. All 3 of them. So what requests we got? Okay, yeah, that's easy enough. And then there's the DLC stuff, which we'll probably never do. But we can deliver the... Well, before we deliver the 30 points, let's talk to the people what want to talk. Yeah, I could definitely use a sharper sword. Yellow sharp doesn't quite cut it. What's it gonna take to upgrade this sword and shield? Iron ore and earth crystals or jaggy stuff. I don't... Well, this one's easily the better of the 2 upgrades. But it may or may not lead to better stuff later. I'm gonna have to look at some charts to figure out what all I want to make where. And then we also need to talk to him. Yeah. Oh, okay. Find it interesting that the wood planks that the village sits on float up and down, but the characters are completely detached from them. Just a thing. Like, the planks move, but the characters do not. Yeah, sure. Okay. Be nice if he just gave me all the Zenny right at the start, but then again, what would I really use it for just yet? Yeah, we've got the resources we need, so let's go ahead and deliver them. Sure, this means we're using some DLC stuff, but really it's just saving on busy work. Okay, he already did, though. But I guess he wants to talk about how iron ore is a thing and you can mine it. Yeah. Please do. Oh, okay. Why, thank you for the mega pickaxe. Now, just for curiosity, I know I already chose sword and shield, but I'm just looking to see if any of these start with green sharp, and the answer is no. Also, don't be fooled by them having wildly different attack numbers. They actually all have the same attack. It's just they don't have their class well, they do have class multipliers applied, so like Switch Axe has something like a 3.8 multiplier on its displayed power. Even though that changes nothing about the actual power of the weapon, it's just a way of showing roughly how powerful each swing is on average-ish. So, like, the dual blades have lower power, but they swing much faster. Whereas in the later games, it's showing the raw damage they have irrespective of motion values, whereas this kind of tries to estimate motion values. Yeah. Yeah, it just gets you a torch. Torches mattered in Try because dark areas were actually dark. In Portable 3rd and 3U, that is not the case. Yeah, I know. I know. And let's go ahead and... Actually, these Kelbies. We can get Kelby horns from them. And we can get Kelby horns quite frequently thanks to this weapon. I wasn't even thinking of that when I chose to grab it. How are we doing? We can use more herbs. Might as well gather here. I'm not going to go overboard with gathering, but it is a thing that needs to be done in the early game. Okay. That, right. It's minus. Menu is minus. Need to remember that. Almost have maxed out herbs. Yeah, I've used Sword and Shield a few times in a few games. I've never actually mained it. And most of the time when I've used it, it's just been because it's a weapon that's pretty decent at applying status. So, like, I used it on a sleep bomb set in Try that only ever got used, like, twice. And I think I also used it a couple... Yes! We were given one. But yeah, I haven't done too much use of Sword and Shield, but I have done some. So this isn't going to be quite as embarrassing as the beginning of my 4U run, for example. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Let's read again, because I went through that too fast, and sometimes the text is interesting, but this time it wasn't. Alright. It's not high time I headed back to the village until I'm done with this pickaxe. As long as the pickaxe survives, we have more mining to do. Kind of sad how this area has no real meaning in Generations because Giggies aren't a thing. And I have really low reach with this weapon. Get off me, Giggy. Also highly directional slices, it seems. Hard to hit small things. And now the Giggy is dead. Let's see what we get. If we get some, that's what we wanted. Monster Fluid is good to get in the early game. Really? Just a one-whack node? Embarrassing for the node. Yeah, I remembered that a Giggy dropped down there too. Okay, so full 4-hit combo kills a Giggy. Good to know. Velvety Hide, not quite so good as Monster Fluid, but still usable. And No more mining nodes this way. So let's head on out back here. Hey, Jaggies. We'll be asked to kill these guys later, I think. Or maybe we were meant to be asked to kill them to get the 30 points. But either way, I need their stuff, so it's probably not a bad idea for me to go for it. Okay, that's literally the worst thing I could have gotten. So it's clear I'm going to have to look out when using Sword and Shield, because if I just mash X, I get locked into my combo because of the move buffering. Like, that shield bash and slice are a single button press, which can definitely take time and leave me stuck somewhere I wouldn't want to be stuck. I'm not going to sharpen here, just because I don't have to. Like, I don't have to hunt anything right here, so using one of my few whetstones right here is probably ill-advised. That said, I believe I can actually get more whetstones right here. Yep. And I might as well. They are inexpensive, but early game cash can matter. To an extent. It's not like I can't go and sell the other weapons that they started me off with. Because I sure as heck am not using any of them. And because this is the mining tutorial, they only let mining nodes exist in Area 4. Which is a little unfortunate, because we could definitely use more of them. Yeah. Okay. Back to Moga. And it won't be until we get to the swimming tutorial that they actually let us use the return to village command. Which is a little unfortunate. Means we gotta walk back to Area 1 every time. But it could be worse. I don't know in what way it could be worse, but it could be worse. Okay, so we actually can't do any villager requests because reasons, I guess? What are we supposed to do here? Oh, right, we go to his list and do villager requests. That's what it is. Yeah, I think we got the iron ore. I think in Try you had to deliver 3, but I could be wrong. Alright. Do I use my materials to make thing better? Because I'm pretty sure that's what I do. What do you want, kid? Oh. Why, thank you. Mega Bug Net's pretty nice. Uh-huh. Yeah, I met him. Okay, so someone over here wants to talk. What could you possibly want? Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. Just let me get on with the game, please. I want to get to real hunting and someone... Oh. What are you doing standing way out here? Well, I know I'm a cut above the average hunter. Otherwise, I wouldn't have survived through 4U and generations without carding. Though I'm also rather lucky. I can't discount that. Yeah, I know. Ah, yes. Fishing harpoons. We've got to stop at this here box, though. Because we don't need the herbs on us. We don't need the blue mushrooms. We don't need the felvine. Or really, almost any of this stuff. And our inventory is rather limited. Because there's no field pouch in this game. But I do believe... Oh. I guess we'd never talked to her before. Okay, so let's buy up some pickaxes. And some bug nets, just to make sure we've got a handful of each. And I think that'll probably do it for us. Yeah, I don't need the info books. And 3 fishing harpoons is probably going to be enough for the entire game. More whetstones could be useful, but we're a little low on Zenny for now. Nope. I know how to swim. I am going to have to get used to swimming again, but I'm one of those people who actually found it to be just fine. I know a lot of people hated the swimming in this game. I didn't. And I like a lot of the monsters that swimming made possible. So, yeah. I'm on my way. So we're gonna head through area 4, then 6, 7, 8, and then to 11. Because I do want to do some mining and some bug catching. Because both of those are important this early on. Though if we're just getting worms, that wouldn't be great. Spider webs, on the other hand, are good because they're not as easy to come by in this game as they are in others. Pretty much any others. Without qualification. There's a bug spot in here. Though it's clearly not a very good one. Carpenter bug's good, though. That is the main reason we're even gathering bugs. Because carpenter bugs, you need a lot of them early on. And they are not terribly common anywhere, which is kind of annoying. Like, if any just standard gatherable is going to be what stands between me and getting everything made, it's going to be the carpenter bugs. Gonna go ahead and not aggro the Giggy. Fun fact about Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, by the way, it was the first game in the series to have dynamic shadows. And it was the last game in the series to have swimming. So, now that we've done the mining tutorial, there was a chance that there would be mining nodes here, but clearly there are not. Oh well. And doesn't look like any here either. Unfortunate. Let's go ahead and gather some whetstones, because having more of those is going to be conducive to our hunting career. There we go. And now up we go. In Generations, just getting on this platform would take us into the next area, but in this game we have to actually move a little bit. So this bone pile, I'm going to gather at it because it's a bone pile. We haven't gathered at one of those yet, and sometimes bones can be good for you. Excuse you. I'm just gathering bones. Don't make me gather your bones. Or just completely miss. That's a thing I can do too, and something I'm really good at doing when I'm not familiar with a weapon yet. It's a good thing this armor set has speed gather. Otherwise we wouldn't have gotten that jaggy hide. We would have had to retry the whole gathering thing. Okay. That's the jaggies dealt with. Oh, and they were all kind enough to give me hides. Right? Or was there a scale mixed in? I don't remember. I don't really even care right now. All I care about is that they're all dead. And there should be a dung pile. Or I guess we just gather at the corpse here to get dung. That's a little weird, but I guess it works. And that is what we really wanted to see. You've got a rare chance at Macalite from that dung pile, and yeah, early Macalite is good. So those guys are the target of our mission today. Uh-huh. Yeah, I know. All right, down we go. Let's get our fishing harpoons at the ready, because Maulids do not have many hit points, and we want to be able to get our loot from them, because fish can only be carved if killed with a harpoon. Yeah, I know how to not drown. In this game, it's really difficult to actually end up running out of oxygen, except when fighting Cedeus or Abyssal Laggy. Because usually the surface is just right there. Or there's plenty of bubbly spots around. If you just stop by them every couple minutes, you're fine. And it's a shame we got raw meat instead of life crystals here. Life crystals are the thing to get. And raw meat again. Okay, off to a bad start, but that's fine. We do have our what's it? The macalite, that thing. And our carpenter bug. So really, I guess we're not having terrible luck here. Just not great. So if I could get an earth crystal from here, that would be good. More macalite, that's welcome. Ooh. This thing just keeps on giving. That was a very friendly mining node. Okay, anything gatherable here? Yeah, we might be able to get mystery skulls. Thanks, Banabra. Can you, like, not? It just defended us from its lower altitude friend. I'm gonna keep gathering here till this spot runs out. I don't care about these Nahabras. Okay, the spot ran out. Just for curiosity's sake. Gonna see if I can't get any of them carvable. Excuse you. Nope, no carvable ones. But that's fine. It's kind of a shame we can't grab these eggs. But then again, I don't think you can swim while carrying an egg. So, that's why. Anyway, back out to Area 11. Yep, the Maulids don't come back, so we are just out of luck. But before we return to village, we're going to go to Area 10 because there can be mining nodes there as well. And who knows, we might find something useful. Like earth crystals, which we need one of. Just one. Kind of amuses me that if you want to make every weapon in this game, then more than anything else, you need earth crystals. Because of all the rusted and worn weapons. Red coral stones, I believe, are just resource points. But, yeah, they're resource points. But, as it said, easy money. These Epioth could have hydro hides. I feel like that makes it worth seeing what we can carve. Even if it means taking a tail slap or two. Monster bone S's are also quite welcome. There we go. More of those, please. Yeah, some weapons definitely have a right to complain about underwater combat. Other weapons aren't really changed significantly. Like longsword, they get their default combo changed, but they still work pretty okay underwater. And switch axe and hammer have basically nothing changed, though hammer does have the short reach issue. I think it's the gunner weapons that people most complain about in water. I don't recall what it is specifically about them that people don't like how they work in the water, but I don't really use gunner weapons, so I can't really speak to that. All the weapons I use work just fine in the water. And I've got no real reason to complain. There's an earth crystal. Not an amazing mining spot, but the earth crystal's good. Anything else we can get around here? Not really. Yeah, for those of you who have only seen this map in Generations, it's quite different when you can swim in it. Also, I can't climb up and onto and jump off of this thing, and there's no pillar on land. Yeah, I actually like being able to jump into the water after monsters. It feels freeing. Especially if the monster's Plesioth, being able to jump in after it and continue the hunt is nice. Okay, what do we want to get rid of here? We'll probably get rid of these, because they're account items. Having a couple frogs is going to be good for us, because that way we'll be able to bring them with us when we actually hunt something we can use them against. And I like having them in advance. So if we get a fourth frog or this thing... Okay, there's a fourth frog. That ought to be enough for now. So back to village. Yeah, I am. I guess. Yep. Okay. Sure. So we should have the stuff we need. Oh no, I need one more earth crystal. Dang. Oh well. Maybe we'll get the soldier's dagger first, depending on what kind of stuff we have to do and what kind of stuff we get. First, let's get these 77 points. I joke, but they might matter later, and also we get stuff like this, which can end up being helpful in the long run. Because a lot of that stuff can be used with farming and whatnot. And we got our first cat back, which means we can farm a single plot. And we can farm either herbs or mushrooms. Yeah. All right. No. No, let's leave your name as it is. And then... is it you we talked to get the cats to do stuff? Yes, it is. Alright, so let's get some more blue mushrooms out here. We're not going to enrich it because we can only do 3 cycles at a time. And enriching it is best done when you can do the maximum amount of cycles so that you get the most value out of the enrichment items. Yeah, sure. Alright. That's fine. You've given me plenty. I do need to put my items away. We can keep all the stuff we use to gather things. Menu feels a little sluggish relative to the more modern games, but I can get used to it. And you want to talk. Why? I haven't combined a single thing yet. And we will buy those before too long, just not yet. The guild. Ooh. They sure don't. Yeah, I know. Well, that's for if you're on a gathering quest. Alright, so we're going to do this quest, and that will be the end of this episode. It's kind of unfortunate that the only item box in Moga Village is inside your house. Thankfully, this was the last Monster Hunter game to have that be the case, where the only item box in your primary village quest area was not accessible once you grabbed a quest. All later games have had an item box next to the exit through which you go to depart on a quest. Uh-huh. Blue box. Yeah. Okay, we're grabbing the first aid med, we're grabbing the ration, and we're grabbing these things as well. Everything else can sit. Hey, look, it's a red box. And then there's the bed. I am really good at stocking furniture. Okay. Off we go to get some unique shrooms.
Hi.
Alright, and just for a quick thing, let's... Yeah, that's right, there were no sub-quests in this game. All games since 4 have had sub-quests, and Tri had sub-quests. But 3U did not have sub-quests. Which is interesting. Definitely gonna grab some honey here. Honey makes the world go round. At least once you get out of the early game. 5 honey, not bad. And what can we look forward to from this spot? Only 4 from a bigger hive? What's the deal, game? So let's gather from one of these hives until we get 1 more honey. Right? 1 more? Right, 1 more. I could keep going until I get my hands on, what's it? Snake bee larva? But I don't really care about that right now. Okay, gotta grab these shrooms. Choice isn't what we want. We want unique shrooms. There's number 2. We just need 1 more. And that ain't it. So let's go into the cave, do some mining, because mining is good to do. We aren't going to mine on every quest, but we are going to mine on every early quest. And since we got a carpenter bug from in here last time, we might as well try for another. Ooh. We are lucky. And another bug spot right here. A little unusual, but it can happen. No mining spot there. That is weird and unfortunate. We want more mining spots, not fewer. Yay, another earth crystal. We can upgrade our weapon after this. Yeah, we don't really need this silver cricket. Ooh. More earth crystals is good. You need a lot of them in early game and in late game as well if you want to make your worn weapons. Or rather, upgrade your worn weapons. Because you don't make those. Yay, more earth crystals. Ooh, another blue mining node. Well, green. Used to calling rare nodes blue nodes because in Gen 4, they're all blue. Ooh, we got some Jagia here and a mining spot. Let's mine what we can before we get interrupted. And Jagia are nice because you carve them twice. That's right, we already had full inventory. We can get rid of the mini whetstone. That's fine, we're not going to have to do too much sharpening in this quest. And getting more Jaggy stuff will be helpful. Okay, I'm not going to grab that mystery bone, even though they can be useful early on. Because I'm busy grabbing Jaggy hide, though I'd really prefer a Jaggy scale. I'll keep killing these guys until my weapon stops being yellow sharp. And we'll just toss that fang. And that one too. More hide. More hide. We need scales here. Come on. We don't need fangs. We need fangs less than everything else. Stop that. Excuse you. So I find it interesting that it defaults to regular bug nets when we're bugging, but it defaults to mega pickaxes when we're mining. What's up with that? Excuse you. Just using my rations so that I have maximum stamina, and also so that we've got a free item slot. Hit nobody with that last slice. Alright, so that's the last... Well, no it's not. We've already hit that other one a couple times. We can deal death unto him with a blunt instrument. I say, which implies that hitting with the shield doesn't get affected by sharpness, but it does. And now we won't kill anymore. I shouldn't have bothered. Okay, gotta go find one more unique shroom so that we can turn it in and be done with this episode. Hello, Mining Points. How kind of you to be here today. There we go. And there's a mushroom spot, which will hopefully be exactly what we need. Yep. Now, what I could do if I wanted to get even further ahead of the game, we could go back down to area, what was it, 12? The underwater cave, and do more mining there, because it does have a really good mining node. But it's out of the way. I don't want to go out of the way. I will gather a few more mushrooms, though. I feel like we're on a square of ground that has a texture that it shouldn't have, given that you can see the sides of the square meeting in a corner right there. But oh well. Sometimes textures don't always meet up the way you want them to. And back to base camp we go. And then, yay, we did it. And because there isn't much better to do, we'll take a nap here. And that's it. Plenty of mushrooms in the rewards. That's quite nice. Even some honey and herbs. It's almost like they want you to be able to make a mega potion after your first quest. Alright, so let's just talk to the people who are talk-to-able. Yeah, it's a snake bee larva. Not really. Uh-huh. Sure. Okay, and then let's upgrade our weapon. Because I could definitely use the boosted raw and slightly boosted yellow sharp. And to upgrade again, we need one more earth crystal, that's it. Well, also Zenny. But we've got plenty of Zenny just waiting to happen if we sell these. Yeah, what can we do in terms of new stuff? I mean, nothing, but yeah, it's a good thing we didn't go for the Jaggy weapon because we can just make this right out. So it's easy to get your hands on than the upgraded thing that we got now. Actually, hang on. One last thing I want to check before we end this. Just armor-wise, can we make something useful? Like, I'm not spending carpenter bugs to make the hunter's helm. Auto tracker's nice and all, but I've got a pretty decent handle on where monsters spawn in this game. And the other stuff isn't worth anything, really. But if we were to find that we could make a jaggy thing, that would change stuff. But no, we don't have enough scales or monster bone smalls. So for now, we've got what we've got. And that is it for this first episode. Join us next time when we get started doing quests that involve more than just mushrooms. See you then, friends.